Hi, everybody. My hair's sticking up. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Hi, everybody. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. Hold up. Let me make sure my mic is all the way up. All the way up. All right. All right. All right. Did y'all hit the like button? Please and thank you. Let me let the people know we live. We live. Now. You guys, are you guys staying warm? Because I heard that it's like crazy ass weather. You guys got negatives. People are freezing. Pipes are frozen. Like, what is going on? Are you guys doing okay? Let me know. Listen, I was only a minute late. It's my biggest pet peeve is being late. Welcome, everybody. Let the people go out there. We got 26 people in the house. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Let me see who else I got in the house. Oh, man. You have arrived. Yay, everybody. Suzanne says, I'm ready and needed for this evening. Shout out to you, Suzanne. Thank you for being here. Katie, how are you? Love Pika's in the house. Thank you for modding Pika. Mana Joe. Shout out to Mana Joe. Got us some merch. I gotta check my email again, manager. I believe you responded, but I haven't had the time to look at it. Julia's in the house. Oh my goodness. Oh, Suzanne lost family. Suzanne, I'm so sorry for your loss. Make sure you're taking care of yourself, okay? TSM Clutch, welcome. Shout out to you. Teresa's in the house. Who else? Who else? Who else? Storm AF is in the house. Laya Juju, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Who else? Anastasia, welcome. Shout out to you. We just started. I don't think anybody has missed anything. I'm just waiting for those notifications to go out before we really get started. Linzer, thank you for being here. Shout out to you. Only a minute late. All right. Now, y'all, I have arrived. In this channel, we announce our arrivals, not our departures. Okay. Yeah. Teresa, it's cold, Rabbit. Is it cold where you're at, girl? Stay warm. David is in the house. Welcome. Susie Q says, I have arrived. Storm says, arrival. Hello. You're wearing shorts today? You said you are just so why you have to say that in my chat? Because here's Pika saying, it's freezing, and I'm sitting here with 4 layers. No. Pika can't even type in the chat, and you over here wearing shorts today. Yo, I swear. Anna Banana, thank you so much. Loving the setup. Thank you, Anna Banana. You appreciate it. Thank you. Smurgy, thank you. Pipes are still frozen? Your pipes are frozen. Oh my god. Well, be careful. Yo, that shit is expensive. So be careful, especially when they burst. Make sure that you open the thing. Like if the pipes are like under a little, thing, have those doors halfway open so they don't freeze. Check on them. Because I swear it is a disaster if they burst after being, frozen. It's not good. It's not bueno. It's not bueno. Okay. Let me see who else. Nebby, how are you? Ada, how are you? Canadian time. How are you? Tamara, welcome. Pika, shout out. Pika is everybody's favorite mod. Smiley, welcome. I have arrived also. Welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sylvia's about to get blocked because she's wearing shorts. TLC, it's me. Welcome. Thank you. I'm glad you bought it. Shout out to you. Thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you. She says, hey, girl, I'm in the house. Welcome. God bless. Welcome. Bridget, welcome. Okay. Thank you guys for being here. Let's see. Heidi, welcome. Shout out to you. I'm just greeting the people. Maramello, I have arrived. Yes, I have. Yeah. Shout out to you. Be in the bushes with those shorts. Barbara Wood, thank you for becoming a member. Shout out to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, y'all. Thank you for becoming a member. Shout out to you guys. Hi, Rabbit. How are you? My family has been sick all Christmas and New Year's. We have meds, so we started getting better. I'm sorry, Deb. That sucks. Honestly, like that really sucks to be sick. Especially like during the holidays, but it's very expected because everybody's like, they're getting together, sharing germs, so just be careful. Don, welcome. Let's see. Kim is in the house. Welcome, Kim. Thank you, thank you. You love my okay. So what time is it in the UK? Because I know it's 5 where I'm at, and I know that there's like a huge, I don't know, it might be like midnight over there. Shout out to everybody. I know if women's asleep, it's definitely late. Let's see. One day of winter and I'm over it. Texas is freezing too, y'all, says Ren. You guys stay warm, okay? Thank you. All right. Let's see. Zoe. Is it Zoe or Zoe? Welcome. Shout out to you. I'm in the house with the heat on and wearing. Oh, just stay warm, girl. Don't even like get up or anything. Shout out to you. Thank you, Bratty Becca, for being here. Welcome, everybody. Okay, so it's like midnight at this point in the UK. Welcome, everybody. Is it Corinna Lynn? Welcome. Shout out to you. Thank you for being here. I'm letting some people to go in here, but I know a lot of the people that watch the Liam Payne stuff are in the UK, so shout out to them. Jay Brimmel, thank you for being here. I hope glad to see. Oh, I'm always upbeat, always got to push it forward. And Ward, thank you. Last Ronin's in the house. Thank you. All right. Let's get into it, y'all, and I'm trying to save my voice and do what I have to do, y'all, because we do have to do some translation, but there's going to be different things that we're going to be looking at as well. Julia says it's 1:22 a.m. Julia, can you tell the people where you're at though? Because they're like, where? When you say it's 1:22 a.m., where exactly is it 1:22 a.m.? I mean, I know where you're at, but other people might not know. If you care to share. Okay, my phone just dropped. Give me 1 second, y'all. Try to position my things here. Welcome, everybody. Okay. So we got to talk about Liam Payne because it's been different things that have been happening. Now, you guys know that a lot of people have kind of just said, "Oop, close the." Okay, so here she's from Barcelona. Shout out to you. Okay, people have kind of just said, "Well, it is what it is." Okay, they got 5 people charged, a couple people arrested, yada yada yada. Not a big deal. There's been a lot of different narratives that have been ran, and so myself and other creators on YouTube have done a pretty good job in, doing our best to try to really dissect the information, really look into what different sources are saying, bringing in sources. A lot of fans, Liam Payne fans, One Direction fans, have really come together to work together to try to inform the people on Twitter. There's a huge, wonderful fan base on Twitter, okay? And I think it's important to just stay on top and give you guys the details because it's things that people don't want to talk about. People don't want to talk about certain things. They kind of just close it off, or they'll use TMZ as their go-to source, and it's just ridiculous because TMZ doesn't always have that all in the information. They just don't. Okay, so we're gonna get into it. You said, "Girl, I just noticed your eyebrows are on point." Thank you. I take compliments all day, especially about the eyebrows. Okay. We live. Let me let the people know we live now. Live now. Yes, Barbara Wood. Thank you. Thank you. You said thank you for keeping at it with the Liam Payne investigation. Since Liam was in another country, traveled to Argentina, many players are not from Argentina. Why no international investigation? That's a great question. I don't know. Like Rogelio Norris is not like he I think he's from the US, but he travels to both. And some folks might have even more details on that, but I know that I don't think he was born in Argentina. Julia, am I correct on that? Because I don't think he's an Argentina native, right? Like he's not from Argentina. I believe he might have been around and might have grown up there a little bit, but I don't think he's like from Argentina. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. All right, so let's get into it because we got so much to get into. First of all, Braian Paiz's mother decided to do an interview. Okay, and one of the fans over here bringing justice to Liam Payne decided to post it. I have been trying to see if I can find the full thing, but we have not been able to. So Braian Paiz's mother decides to do an interview with an Argentinian network. Okay. And essentially, she is just saying that there's been an injustice, that this is a witch hunt. So she goes to the network with the attorney who we've seen with Braian Paiz. They have their sides of the story to say. So I thought we can review that. I thought it was important to do. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Julia. I wasn't sure, but I felt like somebody said that he wasn't an Argentinian native. I'm not really sure. But let's start right here. Okay. We're going to start right over here. So this is mom, and we're going to translate this live. So I might have to stop here and there and re-listen to certain parts. I know Julia's in the chat and others that might speak Spanish. If you guys want to jump in and help, y'all know it's appreciated, okay? Thank you, thank you. Please note, different dialects.
Se ordenó su detención. Están aquí con nosotros
Okay.
la mamá de Braian. Bienvenida, señora.
So right here they are introducing Brian's mom. Brian's mom's name is Sandra.
Gracias, Sandra, por acompañarnos. Y el doctor Fernando Madeo Facente, que es el abogado.
So Fernando is the Braian defense attorney. We have seen them before. We've done videos on this.
Defensor de Braian. Bueno, ¿cómo está él? ¿Pudo hablar?
So reporters asking, hey, how is he? Was he able to talk?
Todavía no pude ver ni hablar con él.
She says, I haven't been able to see him or talk to him. This is mom.
Me imagino que por su corazón pasará dolor por estas horas.
I'm imagining that through your heart, there's probably a lot of pain going on.
Sí. Muy injusto lo que están haciendo con él.
She says, yes, very unjust what they're doing to him.
¿Por qué?
Porque
Because
soy la mamá, soy el hijo que crié, que
I am the mother. He is the son that I raised.
luché, la educación que le di.
I worked hard for the education that I gave him.
Y hoy me duele lo que están haciendo con él.
And today it hurts me what they're doing to him.
Sí.
Él está acusado de...
So they cut each other off, okay? And it's not just this reporter. The way these networks work is that they have a bunch of reporters kind of doing like commentary all at once. So keep that in mind. Let's see.
de proveerle la droga, sí, ¿no?
The report is saying, so he's the one in charge of providing the drug.
Sí, concretamente lo que dice la jueza Mariana, y por eso extendió el pedido de captura, lo que dice la jueza.
Guy in the yellow shirt is another commentator reporter who's basically reiterating what the judge understood from her order.
En este pedido es que pudo comprobar a través de los chats de los que hablamos el otro día cuando estuvo aquí.
The judge was able to prove through the chats, the ones that we were here talking about.
El acusado existió comercialización.
The accused basically provided commercialization, okay? So when I heard this word, because I'm thinking that there is like, you know, commercialization in terms of drugs, the way it's kind of being referenced here is that he basically sold drugs to him. That he basically sold drugs to him, okay? So this is what they're reiterating in here.
El punto, por supuesto, no es el consumo personal y desde luego que el punto no fue la cita. Para la
So then he goes into it wasn't for personal consumption.
jueza, el punto es que existen las pruebas de que
the judge's order or thought was that the evidence exists.
le habría vendido Braian droga a Payne. Esto
Okay.
te lo digo mirándote a vos, por supuesto, por obvias razones.
So the journalist is saying, I'm telling you, looking at you, because there was enough evidence to say that Braian, hold up, I missed this part. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Esto te lo digo mirándote a vos.
Sorry, y'all.
Braian droga a Payne. Esto te lo digo mirando.
I missed this part because I want to make sure I said the correct word.
El punto es que existen las pruebas de que le habría vendido Braian droga a Payne.
So there is enough evidence to say that Braian sold drugs to Liam Payne.
Esto te lo digo mirándote a vos, por supuesto, por obvias
And this I'm telling you, looking at you
razones, ¿no? Como abogado defensor.
Sí.
as a defense attorney.
Sí, doctor.
Buenas tardes para
Esos
todos.
chats existen.
Those chats exist.
Digo, eso en lo que se basa la jueza, vos pudiste...
Hay chats ahí.
That is what the judge had based her ruling on. And then there's an interruption. Another reporter is speaking.
Imágenes también. Creo que están las cámaras de seguridad. De...
She's saying, the other reporter is saying, well, and then also think about the fact that there's cameras, there's security cameras.
No es el único, ¿no? Lo que pasa es que hay otro prófugo, hay otro...
He's saying that it's not just the only thing, but there's other things.
Hay otro...
And then there's also profugo, which is basically Ezequiel Pereyra, who is like on the run, right? He was ordered to turn himself in so many business days, and he is officially on the run. They went to his address, they couldn't find him. Right. So thank you, Julia. It says, in exchange for drugs for money. That is what the judge is looking at. Wim says, I have arrived. I'm going back to bed. Shout out to Wim. Okay, you said, I believe that because the incident happened in Argentina, it has to be tried there. Yes, pretty much, I'm assuming, right? Because where else could they go? Right? I mean, I don't know if they would be able to try him in the UK. I don't know how that would work, you know, especially since the crime occurred there. Jurisdictionally, I would think it would make sense to have it in Argentina, right? Okay, let's keep going.
Pereyra, que está
Exacto.
prófugo.
Hay chats y hay imágenes que nunca fueron puestos en...
Okay, so then the attorney interrupts and he says, look, there are chats and there are images that
Era de juicio por parte de nosotros, pero de esos chats
were provided to the justice system and part of us,
y de esas imágenes no se desprende
No se desprende.
en absoluto que haya existido una comercialización.
Claro.
and in those images and evidence that we provided, there is no actual, what's the word? There is no actual proof of commercialization, exchange of drugs. This is what he is arguing, okay?
Yo, como he dicho en otras ocasiones, en varias ocasiones, no tengo ningún tipo de duda de que Braian Paiz está siendo víctima de un sistema judicial perverso,
So he says, I have no doubt that Braian Paiz is a victim of a judicial system,
de una cacería
a perverse judicial system,
de brujas que se está
a witch hunt
llevando adelante por parte del juzgado a cargo de la investigación del fallecimiento del
that is being taken on part of the investigation of Liam Payne.
Liam Payne.
Perdón, ¿vos pensás que
En-
la justicia lo que necesita es encontrar un culpable para demostrarle a Inglaterra, acá está el culpable de la muerte de Liam Payne? Porque da la sensación que por la vida que llevaba...
Okay, let me stop right here. Reporter interrupts and say, wait, do you believe that they just need to find somebody that's guilty, to satisfy the UK? Is that, what you're believing? And what this reporter is saying, in addition to that, because it's a question, then he makes a statement, because it sounds like Liam Payne's lifestyle was, a lifestyle that he carried. Oh, hold up. Here.
La vida que llevaba el cantante, tu hijo no pudo haber sido responsable de...
Based on the lifestyle that Liam Payne was carrying, it's not possible that your son would have been responsible. Oh, shit. See, I went all the way back. Hold up, y'all. So, let me go back. So he's asking him a question. Let's see. Did I miss it? I totally missed it. Here we go.
de Liam Payne, porque da la sensación que por la vida que llevaba el cantante, tu hijo no pudo haber sido responsable de la muerte.
No, perdón. Si
Your son couldn't have been responsible for the death of Liam Payne based on the lifestyle that Liam Payne was carrying, right? So this is what the reporter, it's like a question and a comment.
te vendió la
No,
droga,
no
hay un
tenemos-
delito de venta.
So the reporter interrupts and she's laughing it up and she's saying, well, wait a minute. There is a crime. He sold the drugs, right? Like, es un delito. There's a crime there.
de estupefacientes.
Esa
Hay
misma
una persona
mañana
enferma.
fue al lobby del hotel.
Okay, and it stops right there. Reporter's arguing. He says that morning he went to the lobby. I'm going to go down to the thread and see if it takes me back to that part.
Sí, como bien decís, Santiago, que se trata de, sí, de una cacería de brujas, como lo digo con esa palabra.
They cut this part off, but the attorney's responding, yes, I believe that there is a witch hunt.
Toda vez que la justicia sí está buscando culpables, está buscando denegar delitos a personas inocentes o que
Is the justice system looking to just give a handout and see who's guilty?
bien no tienen que responder con el grado de responsabilidad que se les imputa.
¿Sentís
Sí.
que hay mucha presión internacional?
No
Porque
lo
acá el
siento,
caso
la hay.
tiene cobertura.
God, I wish they would stop interrupting each other so we can hear the question.
En la Argentina tiene cobertura,
Ay.
pero no tanta atención con esto como tienen muchos medios extranjeros.
Exacto,
En
exacto. Como la
Estados
justicia se está
Unidos,
moviendo.
en Inglaterra, donde
Claro.
de verdad hay una voracidad por información y hay una especie de sed de justicia en los
Ok.
medios del
Igual,
mundo que acá
perdón,
no vemos.
Perdón.
Sí, perdón.
A mí lo que me sorprende
Okay, hold up. I got to go back. Let me see. This guy, they just interrupt each other. So rude.
Perdón, ¿sentiste mucha presión internacional?
So at first he starts asking the attorney if he felt like pressure internationally.
Porque
lo
acá el
siento,
caso
la hay.
tiene cobertura, en la Argentina tiene cobertura,
Because the case is being covered in the UK,
pero no tanta atención con esto como
but not as much. He says, attention to this.
tienen muchos medios extranjeros.
Exacto,
They have a lot of media,
exacto.
En
Como que la
Estados
international media,
justicia se está
Unidos,
moviendo.
en Inglaterra,
United States, the UK, and then they start over talking to each other.
donde
Claro.
de verdad hay una voracidad por información y hay una especie de sed de
He says then there is a need for information, a demand for information
justicia en los medios del mundo
and justice in the media
que acá no vemos.
Perdón.
Sí,
En-
perdón.
that we don't see over here. So I do wonder what they're seeing in Argentina as opposed to like Argentina, United States, the UK, and everybody else, right? I personally feel like most of my information, I don't know about you guys, but I have gotten it from Twitter, YouTube, TikTok. I have kind of side-eyed TikTok a little bit. Part of it is because it's been a lot of like, what's the word? I just don't know how I feel about TikTok sometimes because I don't know if it's just pure speculation on certain things. But I do like feel like there has been information a little bit all over the place, and it's not just one single place that's talking about it. It's so hard to filter through. Does that make sense? TikTok, I feel like, has lent itself to be kind of like hearsay, third, fourth party information that I am not able to always confirm, right? That's fine. You know, shout out to the TikTokers. But YouTube, to me, it feels like because a lot of us have a more substantial audience. Like I could speak for my audience. You know, a lot of you guys that follow me in here, you expect me to show you a receipt or you expect me to translate for you, right? You know that that's what I'm going to do. And then anything that I speculate, I let you know. But I don't know if I can say that about everybody. I know Harsh Reality has done the same. Other folks here have done really good about making sure that they're sticking to the facts. But it's really hard to sometimes because information isn't readily available.
A mí lo que me sorprende en el caso de Paiz es que está detenido y que
So the lady says, you know what surprises me about Braian Paiz's case is that he's detained.
hay otros acusados de homicidio culposo que no están detenidos.
And then there's other people that have also been, you know, accused of manslaughter that are not detained. So she's saying, you know, Braian Paiz, it surprises me that he's detained, but the other ones are not detained. And that is a valid point, I might say.
En eso sí te digo, a mí me sorprende la situación, ¿no? Que un
Bueno,
In that, I'll tell you that surprises me in that situation.
empresario ponga 50 millones de pesos en consigna como fianza y que no esté detenido, y en el caso de Paiz, que sí, me llama la atención. Ahora Paiz,
So here they're talking about giving up that bond, right? That you know, how much amount wise.
digo, para no bajarle el precio a la situación, más allá de la presión internacional, está acusado de venta de estupefacientes, no es un delito menor. Vos
Being accused, she's saying, you know, Braian Paiz being accused of what he's being accused of is not a low crime,
vas a tener que defenderlo de una posible pena de 15 años de cárcel.
but you're having to defend him for a 15-year potential sentence, right? A penalty.
sí, no es un delito menor, es un delito que no hizo.
He says it's not a minor crime, it's a crime he did not commit. He keeps going back to this, right? Because he's arguing, you know, he's given us the law, and then he's also arguing what he did or didn't do. Did he sell drugs to Liam Payne? The drugs didn't kill Liam Payne, okay? But he's being possibly given 15 years, okay? But the drugs didn't kill him. He's just a dealer, right? Had Liam Payne taken drugs and then had an overdose, then it would have been different, right? I think it would have been like if he would have taken a drug straight from Braian Paiz, he took it and then he overdosed right then and there, this would have been a little bit different. But that's not the case here, right? Playing a little bit of a devil's advocate. He's literally the dealer, and then when he left, he was still alive. The drugs didn't kill Liam Payne. That I think we can agree to, right? Absolutely. Right, last rodent. Like, yeah, here in the US, the dealer would be charged with murder. That's a first. Like, if Liam Payne had taken drugs 2 days before his death, and let's just say he took drugs, right? Say that because of those drugs, he died, he overdosed. In the US, that would have been a murder right there, straight up, okay? But he's internationally, and the drugs didn't kill him. He only sold them drugs. So this is an interesting point that they're trying to make, that it's like, the drugs didn't kill him. Now, did Braian Paiz lie? Yes, he did the most. He did the most on social media. Yes. That I think we can agree to.
Pero como bien decís, sí, es un absurdo más dentro de este expediente, como respecto a algunos se dictó la prisión preventiva, respecto de otros no. Cuando
He says, it's absurd how some had the what is it? Prevención preventiva is the I forgot the word. It's like the detainment, right? So basically oh man, I'm losing it. Hold up, let me think. They were given the opportunity to turn themselves in. Okay, they had so many hours, and the lawyer is arguing how some folks had that and others don't. And so that being a bit absurd, that for the dealers, they're getting it kind of like high, and that's not what killed them.
eventualmente ambos delitos son graves y prevén la posibilidad de que se dicte. En relación a mi asistido, nosotros queremos que la resolución que recayó hace unos días es absolutamente arbitraria e ilegítima, toda vez que no están dados los parámetros objetivos que hacen a la posibilidad de detener a alguien preventivamente.
Fuga y obstrucción de
Exactamente.
ninguno de los dos.
En absoluto. Miren, perdón, me tomo
Sí.
un minuto.
Sí.
Hold up.
Paiz, desde el inicio de la investigación, ha estado absolutamente sometido al proceso. Ha comparecido a medios de televisión, ha fijado domicilio,
Mhm.
formó parte de la declaración indagatoria, entregó voluntariamente su celular, formó parte de la inspección ocular que se hizo en el hotel. ¿Qué más sometido al proceso judicial que eso?
Claro, tal cual. Sandra, a mí me gustaría volver
Okay.
sobre la relación personal.
So let me stop right here. So basically, he's essentially saying that there is a witch hunt happening, and that the tension that was placed on Braian Paiz is illegitimate, right? That he says that no such order requires evidence of fleeing or obstruction. The journalist then questions those charges with involuntary manslaughter, like the businessman Rogelio Norris. So they get into that. Now, the lawyer also insists, something to put out there, that Braian isn't a dealer since there was no exchange of money. The commercialization, that word, right? He mainly emphasizes that Braian's preventative detention order is illegitimate. Okay. The journalist also confirms that Ezequiel remains on the front. So we know that. We know that. You keep losing my sound, Barbara. You're going to have to come in and out of the app. Maybe that's why. Typically, that's what happens. Shout out to everybody. Yo, okay. Let me get into the other part of this. I hope I broke that down. And I mean, if I have to do a shorter video, that's great. But I'm like, let me just do this live and see if the people can watch the replay.
Con tu hijo, ¿qué te contó él cuando se conoció?
So then the journalist is asking question to Sandra. Journalist asking, hey, what did he tell you?
El desenlace y le apuntaron, ¿no? De alguna manera.
When all of this broke and then they pointed at him.
No, en ese caso yo no estaba enterada de nada, absolutamente de nada, yo me entero a través de los medios.
De los medios.
No entendía porque...
So she says, I didn't even know anything. I honestly found out through media.
En primer lugar, yo sé lo que es Braian con nosotros.
He says, I didn't understand. Firstly, I know how Braian is with us. So then it breaks again. And let's go to the other interview. Hold up. Where she gets questioned.
No, en ese caso yo no estaba enterada de nada, absolutamente de nada, yo me entero a través de los medios.
De los medios.
No entendía porque, en primer lugar, yo sé lo que es Braian con nosotros. Es una
He says, I didn't understand because I know how Braian is with us.
persona muy amorosa, dulce, siempre estaba...
He's loving, he's sweet.
Sé el hijo que crié, ¿no? Y nunca va a llegar a hacer esto, ¿entendés? De ir
I know the son that I raised, and he would never do this.
a vender algo que lo están acusando.
Pero vos
He would never sell something that they're accusing him of. So Braian Paez's mom is saying he would never sell anything that they would accuse him of. um, the problem that I have with this is the lady doesn't know her son because her son, by his own admission, said that he had done stuff. Okay. And based on what the judge said on that report, the little thesis, he wanted an excuse to meet Liam. He wanted an opportunity to meet Liam. Right. Yeah, Braian seems very green. I know, right? Being loving doesn't exclude you from being a dealer. Extremely naive. I mean, a mother's love, you know? It's the mother's love. Oh no, we're not judging her. We're giving commentary about this. You know, we're talking about how this is potentially naive because of it. Let me see. Yeah, so that's her defense.
Pero
¿Sabías
cuando
que,
viste,
claro, perdón, Mariana, vos sabías que Braian consumía, no tenía ninguna obligación en contarte que él consumía drogas, porque por supuesto es adulto hace rato, que es adulto, por lo cual dispone como se le antoja, ¿no? De su vida y así debe ser. Pero vos sabías que tu hijo consumía.
So basically, long question, but the short of this question is, did you know that your son was consuming?
Mira, con respeto se te responderte, yo te tendría que contar paso a paso porque nosotros como familia vivíamos alquilando y el día 11 él se vino a alquilar para acá, para Capital, pero sí en su momento lo que sabía es que estaba con el tema digamos, que es su porro, eso,
Sí.
pero no te puedo
What?
decirte
No,
en
que no
este
tenías por qué saber,
caso.
por eso te lo
En
pregunto.
este
claro.
caso, porque yo
Verás
te voy a
por acá.
responder del día que mi hijo se retiró del domicilio porque teníamos que
Obvio.
separarnos como familia,
Claro.
porque yo viví toda mi vida alquilando.
Ujú.
Pero como te digo yo, si yo sé que mi hijo está, ¿entendés? Con el tema de la droga, con esto, yo voy a traer a mi hijo de ese lugar, sacar de este lugar que está mal, no
Bien.
hijo. Como madre, como luché toda
Bien.
mi vida con mi hijo, ¿sí?
Bien.
No,
Claro.
no lo voy
She's not answering the question. I think that's what's throwing me off. So she talks about, let me go back. Yeah, it's confusing me because I'm like, the question is simple. Did you know that your son was using? Okay, hold up.
Es adulto hace rato, que es adulto, por lo cual
Of course, he's an adult, but did you know that he was consuming or using?
dispone como se le antoja, ¿no? De su vida y así debe ser. Pero vos sabías que tu hijo consumía.
Mira, con respeto se te responderte, yo te tendría que contar paso a paso porque nosotros como familia
He says, I'd have to tell you step by step because us, like a family,
vivíamos alquilando y el día 11 él se vino a alquilar para acá,
we were renting.
para Capital, pero sí en su momento lo que sabía es que estaba
But yes, as I knew,
con el tema digamos, que es su porro, eso,
Sí.
pero no te puedo decirte
No,
en
que no
este
tenías por qué saber,
caso,
por eso te lo
en
pregunto.
este
claro.
she says, but I can't really tell you what happened.
porque yo
Verás
te voy a
por acá.
responder del día que mi hijo se retiró del domicilio porque teníamos que
Obvio.
separarnos como familia,
Claro.
porque yo viví toda mi vida alquilando.
Because she's like, I've lived all my life renting, but I had to separate myself from the family. This is so unrelated to the question, did you know your son was using? And she can't even answer it. Like, I don't know what to say. Okay.
Ujú.
Pero como te digo yo, si yo sé que mi hijo está,
But she's like, like how I'm telling you, if I knew that my son,
¿entendés? Con el tema de la droga, con esto,
with this, this drug stuff,
yo voy a traer a mi hijo de ese lugar, sacar de este lugar
I'm going to pull my son out of there and bring him
que está mal, no
Bien.
hijo.
from that side that's just wrong and tell him, no, son.
Como madre, como luché toda mi
Bien.
vida con
Like a mother, since I have fought my life
mi hijo, ¿sí?
for my son,
No,
Claro.
no lo voy a soltar la mano a mi hijo.
I am not going to let go of his hand on my son.
Sandra, ¿cómo reaccionó él cuando
Hold up. If I was doing a pre-recorded on this, I would have had to go back and edit this out. Like, she's not answering the question. The question was very simple. Did you know that your son was using drugs? And she says something about renting and this and that. But if I knew my son was using, I would have pulled him out of there. I need some coffee, y'all. Did y'all hit the like button? Please and thank you. Oh my goodness, man. That was too much. That was too much. Okay, here we go.
cuando se enteró de la muerte.
Okay, let me go back a little bit because she lost me. Oh man.
No lo voy a soltar la mano, mijo.
Okay.
Sandra, ¿cómo reaccionó él cuando se enteró de la muerte de Liam Payne?
Journalist asks Sandra, how did your son react when he found out about the death of Liam Payne? I mean, I could tell you how he reacted because he was working at the restaurant and that's how we found out through friends and he felt bad. That's what I heard. Okay.
No te puedo responder porque yo en sí no lo puedo, digamos, mi hijo es muy reservado.
Muy reservado.
Okay, so she says, I can't answer the question because my son is very reserved. Oh, I don't know about that.
Cuando viste
Es
su nombre,
cerrado.
cuando viste su nombre en la televisión, en los
When you saw his name on television,
diarios,
No entendía.
no
No,
entendías
quedamos
nada.
and she says, no, I didn't understand. You know that he has been on social media. There is nothing reserved. He spoke to half of the damn internet. There is nothing reservable about your son. No. Okay? That's that my son is not a perfect person. Yo, I shouldn't have not done this live, but whatever. I'm doing it live. Oh my God. All right, let me keep going.
Nada,
todos
te sorprendió.
choqueados, sí, porque nosotros nos quedamos todos choqueados en el tema de que no podíamos entender.
Claro, me
Primero
imagino.
Okay, hold up. Let me go back and tired of hater says, yo creo que la mamá también está usando LOL, saying I think the mom is using too LOL. No. Yo. I'm gonna have to cut this video a little shorter. Let me play this.
Sí, porque nosotros nos quedamos todos choqueados en el tema de que no podíamos entender.
Claro, me
Primero
imagino,
que no
me imagino el
conozco
shock,
el-
¿no? Me imagino el...
Okay. Hold up. Go back.
No
Nos
entendías
quedamos
nada,
todos
te sorprendió.
choqueados. No te puedo responder porque
I'm gonna
yo
go back a little
en
bit.
sí no lo puedo, digamos, mi hijo es muy reservado.
Muy reservado. Y cuando viste su nombre,
encerrado.
cuando viste su nombre en la televisión, en los diarios,
No entendía.
No
Nos
entendías
quedamos
nada,
todos
te sorprendió.
choqueados, sí,
Okay.
porque nosotros nos quedamos todos choqueados en el tema de que
She says she didn't understand and they were all in shock when they found out.
no podíamos entender.
Claro,
We couldn't understand.
me
Primero
imagino,
que no
me imagino el
conozco
shock,
el-
¿no? Me imagino el...
She says, first, I don't know. So she probably didn't even know that her son was going through what he was going through.
Sí.
el-
Y obviamente apoyar a mi hijo, tampoco
So obviously he's my son.
le pude dar una presión a mi hijo, decir, contame cómo fue. No, porque
Claro.
I couldn't even tell him to tell me what happened.
no puedo. No le
Máxime.
seguía presionando la cabeza a mi hijo, sabiendo cómo él está.
Sandra, ¿cómo está
Okay, he said, I kept pressuring him to see how he was doing.
él en el penal? Porque si es un chico como vos decís que nunca
Okay, hold up. I missed this part. What is she asking? Let me see.
porque si es un chico como vos decís que nunca
Sabiendo cómo él está.
Sandra, ¿cómo está él en el penal? Porque
How is he currently?
si es un chico como vos decís que nunca
So I think she's asking him, how is he doing right now while he's incarcerated? Okay. So the mother says that she still hasn't been allowed to speak with Braian. She adds that she's been living in his own apartment and she found out through the news that her son has never been detained before, leaving her in shock. And so basically that was all of this is a shock for this mother. The lawyer insists that Braian is not a dealer, arguing that they met at his job and the conversation was long and it varied, which isn't in relation. He would have with a dealer. He says that there's no mention of money or quantities, but a photo of a bag of drugs not related to the ones Liam had.
Conteniendo
Okay,
material.
so let's go to the third part of this interview.
chats, porque vos decís no habla de montos, pero sí menciona que tiene bolsitas de 3 y de 7 gramos.
Okay, so here the reporter's saying they're not talking about like quantities. They're talking about hold up, de montos. ¿Qué dice?
Chats, porque vos decís no habla de montos, pero sí menciona que tiene bolsitas
They're talking about the chats between Liam and Braian.
de 3 y de 7 gramos.
where they talk about 3 and 7 grams.
Bien, en relación a cómo está, por supuesto, angustiado como estaría cualquier persona detenida, máxime si se trata de una privación ilegítima de la libertad, como
So he says, you know, right now Braian is hold up, y'all.
una detenida, máxime si se trata de una privación.
This is they
En
talk so
relación a cómo
fast.
está, por supuesto,
He is Braian is very upset.
angustiado como estaría cualquier persona detenida, máxime si
Any person that's detained,
se trata de una privación ilegítima de la libertad, como consideramos nosotros que lo es.
when you're in prison, when you're illegitimately in prison,
Y en relación a los chats, por supuesto, no habla en ningún momento acerca de
and in relation to the chats between Liam and Braian,
valores, en ningún momento habla de vender.
there is no conversation about quantity or amount.
Pero dice que tiene bolsas de distintos.
Lo único que es, según
Then she says, well, he says he's got baggies, and then the lawyer responds.
consta en el expediente, que habrías una foto de una bolsita conteniendo material de estupefaciente, que esto de
He says the only thing that we'll see is a photo of a baggie that contains a substance.
ningún modo avala la supuesta venta que se le están
In no
tirando
way does it validate an actual sale.
a Braian. Y esto es importante, no hay que dejarlo pasar, porque
And
convengamos
this is important. We can't let it, pass.
que la ley 23737 de estupefacientes
He's laming out the law.
es muy clara al respecto.
Pero en ningún lugar dice tengo bolsitas de 3 y de 7 gramos.
So the reporter's like, so in none of the areas in the chats does it say that I have baggies of grams?
En los chats, no. Lo único que
Lawyer says, in the chats, no. The only thing that there is
hay que se vislumbra que surge el expediente son las fotos de las bolsas.
are the pictures of the baggies.
Entre tantas cosas que hablaron. Porque
Y la relación,
In the many things that they discussed.
la relación de él con el cantante fue
And the relationship with him and the singer.
previa a llevarle la droga. Digo, se conocían de antes. Hubo
Was he just there to take the drug, or did they know each other from before?
una relación personal, ¿no? Lo dijo
Or did they have a personal relationship?
Lo llegaron a
acá
vincular.
Braian, ¿no?
ellos
llegaron a vincular.
se conocieron un poco de
Okay, then the lady interrupts, like, though they started to talk. I'm like, this is the part that I wish they would stop interrupting each other.
casualidad en el ámbito de trabajo de Braian cuando él
Okay, so he goes into how they met at his work, Brian's work,
casualidad en el ámbito de trabajo de Braian cuando él
Ajá.
trabajaba como camarero en un
when he was working at the restaurant
restaurante
En Puerto Madero.
as a waiter,
en Puerto
Sí.
Madero.
Ahí se conoce.
Exactamente, intercruzaron
and that is where they met.
miradas, Liam le fue a hablar, se
Liam called him,
pasaron los Instagram y luego de eso
and they exchanged Instagram information.
tuvieron varias conversaciones por
And from there, they had various conversations.
Instagram muy extensas en las que hablaron de todo y remarco mucho esto porque uno con un supuesto dealer habla 2 minutos, no habla
Claro.
horas acerca de
So he says, this is where I argue the dealer part, because they only talk for like 2 minutes, not various hours.
Había una
varias
simbiosis
cuestiones.
personal.
Exactamente.
Es
Y
decir, lo que dijo Braian acá sentado
There was a lot of interpersonal, and he's like, yes.
allí donde está hoy Sandra, su mamá, es que el consumo fue compartido porque se trataba de alguien del entorno. Es como
He says, so the argument here is that the consumption was shared
Creo que
vos,
tuvieron
este,
una
Una
relación.
relación.
because they had a relationship.
Lo contó tu hijo.
exactamente.
Is that her son says that?
Eventualmente, si hubo un consumo, fue íntimo, privado entre ellos, sin afectar
If there was a consumption, he says, of course, if there was a consumption, it was intimate and private.
a ningún tercero.
There was no third party.
Y Liam, más está decir, no lo digo yo, surge el expediente, también tenía droga en el hotel.
And Liam Payne also had drugs in his hotel.
Exactamente. Doctor, gracias.
A ustedes.
It says, thank you. Okay.
Seguiremos con el caso. Gracias, Sandra. Que
Muchísimas
pueda
gracias.
sobrellevar esta
And he's like, thank you, Sandra. I hope you can move forward with the situation.
situación y que la
Sí.
justicia sea sabia.
Obvio,
este
obvio,
aspecto,
porque
¿eh?
yo sé el hijo que crié y la educación que le di a mi hijo y lo que es como, somos como
She's like, obviously, the way that I raised my son and the education that I gave him,
familia, somos todos familia trabajadora,
we're a hardworking family.
somos unidas, ¿entiendes?
We're very united.
Entonces, no, es injusto lo que están haciendo con mi hijo.
It's unjustly what's happening to my son, what they're doing to my son.
Sí, muchísimas gracias y quiero, voy voy a venir y siempre voy a hablar cómo es mi hijo, ¿sí?
She says, thank you very much. And I'm always going to come and talk about how my son is.
Y yo como mamá voy a...
They cut her off there. They didn't want to, oh my God. Oh my God.
Chats, por lo que vos decís, no habla de montos, pero sí menciona.
Oh, okay. So, basically, the lawyer insists that Braian is not a dealer, arguing that they met at his job and had a long and varied conversation, which isn't the relation he would have with the dealer. He says that there's no mention of money or quantities, but a photo of a baggie of drugs not related to the ones Liam had, and that Liam had his own drugs, and that's like really the argument and basis. I'm just like, well, you know, she's defending her son, okay? Like, I guess I can't really, I mean, if you're in a situation like that, what else would you do? What else would you do? And did you guys know also that because of this, even the judge's ruling, people have like really pushed back on her ruling. They have felt like just the simple fact that Rogelio Norris' sentence was or charges were minimized to manslaughter, which would mean a shorter sentence. And how come he's also not having to do any of this preventative, you know, detention situation where he has to turn himself in? Like there's a lot of questions there. The why is very like huge from behind. How did Rogelio Norris get off from this? Actually, what is unjust is what they did to Liam, says Barbara. Shout out to you, Barbara. I mean, I don't know. It says, well, we know the same as we knew before, but we got to see the mom, I guess. I mean, y'all got to see the mom. But you know, she said that her son was very reserved. I don't know. Like, he did the most on social media. There was nothing reserved there for me. But that's just my opinion. Kate says I'm late. Shout out to you. And then there's been other stuff. Hold up, y'all. Let me see what else I have here. Let's see. There's been other things that have been sent. This was shout out to Julia and Eugenia who sent me this. They said that this had been circulating on social media. Let me read this. Friends, I was reading a new testimony, anonymous, another guy who stayed there at Casa Sur where Liam Payne was at. He was staying at the hotel with this girlfriend. They are from here, but they are content creators. I read this before. They were taking photos and Liam falls. They didn't recognize him at first. He went to the reception area to say that a boy fell, and those who were there did not give him any importance. When he returned to his room, he ran into Roger. Now he knows it's him, and he was leaving the elevator heading towards the parking area. And when he entered his room, his girlfriend realized who he was. She was talking to him and didn't answer. And he didn't answer. He remembers seeing a man near the body, another one on the side making a call, and a girl taking photos of the body. According to them, they are hotel employees. He called the police. I had heard about that a long time ago too, but it's been so hard. Like, a lot of the witnesses have disappeared. Then I did the translating of Dayana, the fan, okay? And I had a lot of questions about that fan. Because, first of all, there's not one photo of her and Liam Payne. They actually met up. What she said is that they met with Liam Payne. They had been waiting outside, were hopeful that they would bump into Liam Payne, and he doesn't appear. Like, where is he? I don't know. There's no picture of them with Liam. So she decided to wait there after he went to go get food or something, because they were going to wait for another fan who had a gift for Liam. And while they were waiting there, that's between then and I guess that's when the whole situation of Liam Payne falling happened. So that in itself, I had a lot of questions about, and I translated that interview as well. I just don't know how I feel about what's been said, who and what. It's a lot of questions that I have. Right. And you're right, Zoe. There is no photos of Liam with the wedding guests. There's photos of Liam out in the lobby, like he's sitting there with the laptop. He was talking to fans, I guess, outside the elevators. People have said that those photos aren't real. I don't know, but this is what they said, okay? So I started thinking, I said, well, hold up. If I'm at a hotel and I'm watching a celebrity who I have seen here and there walking to and from, okay? Suddenly he starts destroying his laptop or starts passing out or going crazy in the lobby, whatever. You think I wouldn't have grabbed my camera phone and taken pictures? I mean, you had Brett taking pictures of him all over the place, right? He didn't even know that people were taking pictures of him, and Brett was taking photos of him. But the minute that he's going crazy, you got a crazy celebrity, and I hate to use the word, but I'm using the words that have been used to describe him. Nobody takes a picture of that. Nobody takes a picture of Liam Payne losing his shit in the lobby. Huh? I found that to be so freaking weird, right? Because that's how they described him. Now, to be fair, we do have those photos of him being dragged, okay? They were picking him up. I find it weird how nobody took a picture of him being dragged. Nobody took these pictures, and they knew who he was. And if Dayana was really waiting outside, don't you think she would have seen Liam Payne being dragged up and down? So I started thinking, I said, I side-eye the fan because I don't know if she's telling me the truth. After I thought about this even a little bit more, what? No, we don't, TLC and me. We don't even have a picture of the broken laptop. Nobody took pictures of him having seizures. Right. No, like the pictures that have been taken, the way that they have been taken, what's been released to us is weird. Now, one of the things that they sold us when all of this went down initially, right? The pink cocaine. Traces of substances. What are traces of substances? Polyuse. I think it was like poly substance use or whatever. What are traces of substance as opposed to poly? Like poly would be more than one drug, right? So first he was using the pink coca. He was using the pink cocaine. He was using it. He was parting it up. Turns out that wasn't the case. No pink cocaine. Did anybody fix their sources from that? Did anybody say, oh, we got more clarification? First of all, we haven't even seen a toxicology report. So we're even using the information, third, fourth, fifth party information through all these sources. We were initially told that he committed suicide. There was witnesses who said he committed suicide too. That se tiró. He just jumped. That wasn't the case. He didn't jump. But we have, other than the witnesses that have come forward, who else do we have? Who else? Brett Watson is like the X-Men Nightcrawler. One moment, he's here, he's there, he's over there. He saw it. He didn't see it. He's with the friend who initially was a wedding planner, but is not a wedding planner. He said he saw him convulsing, but really didn't. Like he didn't even repeat that part anymore. So what happened? Poly means many, right? More than one. But let me know. Melanie says, I agree with Braian's mom. Braian should not be in jail. He's a scapegoat. A lot of people feel like that. I do think Braian knows a lot more. A lot more of what, though? Because Braian Paiz is a known liar. I'm sorry. He told people that, like, this is the bullshit that gets to me. Why not tell that to your attorney? Why not have that be your defense? That you saw something on the laptop, that there was something going on there. There was different weird things happening there. He doesn't allow that to be the defense. He just literally provides nothing but smoke and mirrors. Like, come on now. He sold him drugs, didn't sell him drugs. I think he just likes reserve. Braian Paiz likes the attention, and he's been spinning the narrative. You guys don't even understand. Like literally, He could very well be the scapegoat, but he really fucked up because he could have really had a lot of people support him outside, the fans especially. But they threw him out after the fact that he was just spinning stories. Why go to TMZ? Why? He hit the link on various YouTubers. He was all over IG, partying it up. Like, he didn't kill Liam Payne. The crime that he committed was selling drugs. That's the crime. Right? No. And that's a good point. What about Brett Watson's bride? The biggest day of her life, global pop star ends up going over a balcony and no statement? Bingo. Who else? Why is it only 5 people charged? Why not charge the prostitutes? And what happened with this Rolex watch that TMZ said was broken? I found out about the Rolex watch being broken through TMZ, not anywhere else. And what happened to when? Oh, listen. What happened to this? Hey, Dukes, I haven't seen you in a minute, love. Shout out to Dukes. What happened? Because it was said that the prostitutes, that Liam Payne was offering to marry the prostitutes and offering his Rolex watch to them. What happened there? Did he ever offer this Rolex watch? Right, Manna Joe. How did it know that it was broken if it went missing? How did they know that the watch was broken if it went missing? That was the point that I made. And how does a fucking Rolex watch go missing when you can trace a Rolex watch? Kraken. When only one news source reports, that needs a side eye. Thank you. I know. Shout out to you, Dukes. You know you're miss. Shout out to you. There's a video of Roger doing a sly handover. Yes, I played that. We played that here on this channel. To me, in my opinion, sweaty Roger Norris looked like he was engaging in some stuff too. Like, I was looking at images and maybe now that he looks sweaty because he hasn't really, slept very much. But there's a lot there that I wonder about too. The fact that so much footage of Liam with fans outside of the Hyatt Hotel and then virtually nothing outside the Casa Sud is telling Kate wasn't there and Liam had time to kill too. That whole situation. And it literally took them how many months? Why did it take her so long to freaking give a statement? What happened there? It's weird. All of this is weird. They need to perform lie detector tests. They need to do something. Yeah, sweaty Roger. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, that picture, he looks like he's sweaty. Totally don't think that occurred. There would be evidence of that. Like, so much of this is so weird. But ultimately, why lower his sentence? What was that all about? I didn't understand that. Maybe because they felt like Roger wasn't a dealer, but like, you're providing him drugs. You're providing him a way, an outlet for him to use. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. What do you guys think? You think they paid them off? I mean, I think certain folks are protected in, situations. They just are. Right, Jane? Jane, say that out loud. Thank you, Scar. Who did he get the drugs from? How often was he sharing the drugs? What about Kate's statement that hasn't been leaked yet? All of this is weird, you guys. All of this is weird. And it's not making sense. Suzanne's like, go home, Roger. Manna Joe says because he paid them off. Y'all. I have zero knowledge on criminal justice we are dealing with in this. Whoever paid the most money doesn't go to jail, and that is just what it is. We can't act like Roger Norris doesn't have money. Can't act like that, We can't act like there's complete, you know, the justice has been blind here. No. Do I believe that there is some scapegoating? Yeah, potentially. I think Braian and Ezequiel, even though Ezequiel is on the run, I think Braian is you know, taking a lot in. I definitely agree with that. But to say that he's completely innocent, I don't think so. He did break a law. He's a dealer. He may not recognize that, but to me, he's a dealer. He's a hustler. Okay? He knows how to hustle. He knows how to talk his way out of things. That's one thing that I picked up right away when a lot of this was happening. Braian is caught. Ezequiel is still on the run. Yep. Yep. And then it's a different country too. All of it. Huh. Well, I mean, I don't know. Like I do wonder about that. I wonder about the relationship. I'm not gonna lie to you because it's like maybe he was just, I don't know, just weird. This whole relationship is weird, you know? Zoe says, what happened to the fan that was interviewed? Can someone check on her? Has she been paid off? Somebody messaged me and said, are you able to interview her? I don't know where she's at. I don't have a contact. And I think that people ran her off because they said that she lied. I kind of feel like she's not being truthful in this interview that she did. Dayana, if you think about it, Dayana doesn't have a picture with Liam Payne. You're meeting your idol. How does she know which hotel to go to? It's a lot of questions. And then she says that she was close enough to see him go down the elevator. And that's how she was able to get his attention. That's how it was 4 of them. That's how they were able to get his attention. She was close enough to see him go down the elevator. But she didn't see him be dragged. She didn't see the prostitutes. She didn't see him meet the prostitutes. She didn't see him be dragged. It's like a lot. I'm like, Dayana, are you lying, girl? Dayana, what's going on? I don't know. I don't know. I started thinking about it a lot. I said, I wonder about that one. I might do a separate video about that, but I'm not really sure. Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot to the story. I think they should all be in prison. Just my opinion, though. You know, absolutely. I agree with you. Maybe, but the judge is also, that's a good point. Like, where's the photos? Where's the signed autographs? Or maybe there wasn't a photo, but let me tell you something. Nowadays, everybody's got a phone with a camera. Everybody. You mean to tell me that I'm going to get an autograph, but I'm also going to get a photo with my idol? Come on now. Not just an autograph, but a photo too. This doesn't make sense. You know? A lot of people believe this. A lot of people believe this. It's a lot to consume. Nothing surprises me at this point when it comes to this. Y'all, but I'm gonna let you guys go. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments. I wanted to do this live. Make sure you guys share it. I know I don't have a lot of the folks here. Everybody's in bed because it's a different time zone. But if you're watching the replay, do me a favor and hit the like button. I feel like, again, some folks like to suppress this specific topic. So the best way to help out is by hitting the like button. Okay. You guys have a great, wonderful rest of your night. And let me shout out Barbara, thank you again for becoming a member. And shout out to everybody. You guys have a great night. I'm out of here, guys. Bye. Bye, guys.